Welcome to the second edition of the TISE TV Festival of Installation. I'm Kyle Hadid, host of the Floor Academy podcast, owner and lead installer of Illustrious Hardwoods, and guest host for this year's Festival of Installation from the International Service event. I'll be here each week as we premiere a new installation demonstration. Our next episode today has the National Tile Contractors Association trainers Chad Jones and Rod Roderick going in depth on deck mud installation for showers. These NTCA trainers are chock full of good advice and time-saving tips and techniques.
Okay, guys, we're going to talk about doing some deck mud here. This is a little bit different, and we've got some methods in our industry for doing recess showers and using a topical waterproofing, surface applied waterproofing. And this is a B422C that you can find in the TCNA handbook. If you're not familiar with the TCNA handbook, you guys should have them. They have great methods in there. This is kind of a replica of that.
There'll be a zero entry going down to a drain.
Yeah, the C is for the curbless. So basically this is a pretty easy setup here. With the deck mud, it's a lot drier. When we make it,
the cleavage membrane on there yet.
Yeah, can you get that for me? So when we make this deck mud, it's just basically 4 parts sand and 1 part cement. And we just want to add enough moisture, it says, for maximum compaction. The test, kind of the field test that's generally accepted, is to be able to make a ball. And when we make that ball, no water comes out, so it's really dry. And also when we throw it in the air, it holds that ball, but when it hits my hand, it breaks open. So we know it's not too wet or dry.
Why did you enter the flooring competition?
The true reason. I wanted them to step it up.
If you're competitive at all, and I hope you are, the competition is for you.
The installation competition has always been important. It's always been a very big draw at TISE and Surfaces to highlight the incredible talent that is out there in the installation community right now and put a bigger light on the work that they do and the skills and mastery they have.
Back in the day when they used to have the competition, and I was never involved with that. Never had enough confidence in myself. So I make up every excuse that I can not to do something because he didn't have the confidence that you could be as good as the next guy. When in reality, you don't know if you don't try.
You get a great sense of belonging. There's people who understand you, what you're going through, the different challenges. But also you have this great opportunity to network with all these different industry experts, manufacturers. Whether some of these installers, believe it or not, you have influence.
I heard about the installation competition last year. I competed, went to the finals. I didn't win, so I came back to try to win it again. Mainly just testing your skill against people that are supposed to be the best. I've been in CFI for now 22 years, and to be able to meet other installers that have the same mindset of quality installation is a big plus, and it's a big value to the industry.
There's a need for pride in this industry, especially at the installation level. That competition is the most visible thing we do, and it allows people to shine. It creates pride within the industry so that people have an opportunity to rise to a higher level, to say that I'm better, that I've invested, that I've certified, I've done whatever it takes to be the best at what I do.
Some of those simple tests. Now we're putting down a cleavage membrane over this concrete. We got a couple of different options. We could do a bonded system where we could do a slurry coat of cement, or thin set and put that down and then throw our mud on top of it, or we can do an unbonded system.
And if this was over 64 square feet, I believe it is, then we would have to put some type of a wire inside of that, like a 2x2 welded wire in order to hold that together.
Exactly right. So in a shower enclosure, they're usually under 64 square feet. Do we have a flat trowel?
Yes.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, dump that out along that wall there. Now, in the same way that he set those screeds, those sticks that he used to pull off those 2 points, we have 2 fixed points here, so this is going to be really easy. We've got a drain that we can pull off of, and we got our floor height that we can pull off of. But in a real-world situation, we would have to get elevation points off of this height around the perimeter. We want it to be nice and level around the perimeter. Now, because it's a shower, we have to have a sloped area. We need to have at least 1/4 of an inch per foot drop, and no more than 1/2 of an inch per foot.
Unless it's ADA, then it's a maximum of 1/4 of an inch per foot drop.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do here, and you can see how dry this is I'm going to put too much material up here, and I'm going to compact it. It's real important that when I compact it, that gives us a lot of compressive strength, but I want to set my mud up in a way that it's much higher than what I really need in order to get some good compaction. Some of the testing...
Compaction is when it gets its strength. If you just throw it in there loose, it's not going to get the strength it needs. You really need to put some effort into it to compact it. If you go too thick, if you go too much of an overfill, you're not going to get the proper amount of compaction also. You kind of want to be in that sweet spot of just a little bit over.
And when you set your perimeter screeds, you want to pack those a little bit harder because you're going to end up taking this straight edge across it, and you don't want to dig into those perimeter screeds. Now, if you guys can see, I'm a little bit above my point that I need to hit here, and pretty much the whole way down, I'm a little bit above it. Can I have just a little bit more mud? Let's throw some more in here. I could probably, right in here. Now, one important part, if we're going to kind of connect these mud together and fill a low spot, no, that's perfect, thank you. You done that before?
Yeah, once or twice.
Okay. Okay, so basically I've got my straight edge, I got my 2 points. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this across, taking the excess off until I hit where I want to be. And you want to stay in touch with the edge of the straight edge. And what I mean by that is you're looking for places that might be low. I'm just using a seesawing motion. You can see I'm still high. Got a lot there. Okay, give me that trowel. Get some of this out of the way.
We've got about 5 minutes left, Rob.
Okay. I'll get on in here. All right. You can see I'm way high here. I'm going to keep going. Perfect there, I think.
And we would take the tile from this flat surface directly down into the drain. There wouldn't be a curb or anything to step over, or a threshold or anything like that. It would just go zero right into it. Pretty much just like I did with the side, he's going to go between those 2 points, doing a little seesaw zigzag motion in order to make it flat. And then he's going to take the trowel to take a little bit of extra off of the wall there.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's move this so I can see what's going on here.
All right.
So we're going to just cut this right off the edge here. All right. You helping me out? Thank you. Well, we won't be able to go quite to the edge. We'll just cut it off right about here so you can see. Now what I want to do is I brought my straight edge in a couple inches off the wall and worked it over to the wall. Once I get enough of a place to use my trowel, I can just bring it over and cut it off square and get rid of that excess. But as you're going along, you always want to put your straight edge so that on there and kind of check and see how you're doing. See, that's coming along pretty good. I'm going to cut this edge off. How much time do we got?
Probably zero.
Okay, hand me that. Okay,
then you would take the wood float, smooth that out, and then the flat trowel, their steel float, one more time to go ahead and make that nice and smooth on the top of it.
From myself and the team at the International Surface event, we thank you for watching the 2022 TISE TV Festival of Installation. Make sure to join myself and the rest of the industry at TISE 2023, January 31st through February 2nd in Las Vegas for the ultimate in flooring, stone, and tile sourcing and education. If you can't travel to Las Vegas, you should definitely join everyone in Las Vegas in the TISE Live virtual event, Vegas Edition, the smart event produced by TISE that occurs alongside the in-person Las Vegas event. The smart event is hosted online as a private Facebook group so you can connect socially and soak up the event. Either way, I'll see you there.
Look, Mom. I made that.